everyone, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using the Hello Bluebird set Fall Buddies. So I've stamped my images out with Memento Tuxedo Black ink on some Neenah Solar White cardstock, and I'll be coloring with my Copic markers. I'm starting with my squirrel, and I wanted it to be a red squirrel, which are my favorite. So I'm using E13, E15, E17, and E19. And I'm starting with the E19. I'm laying in some shadows, especially on the lower part of his tail where his body would be casting a deep shadow, and then under his arms and around his legs and on both sides of his face to just help it look a little more rounded and lifted off the page. Then I'm going to blend that out with the E17, also fill in his little ears, and just pull that color in towards the center of his body. I'm keeping that area towards the back of his hindquarters to have a lighter shade because I want it to really differentiate from the dark tail. So I'm working my way towards my highlight now with the E15. I also want the center of the face to be nice and light because that's where most of the features are, so you want those to be really visible, so I'll save those for the E13. And you could just use 3 colors if you wanted to. I'm using 4 just because I love a lot of contrast, but if you wanted, you could either eliminate the darkest or the lightest, just depending on how you like to color. Then I'm going to take the E13 and the E11 to color in his little belly. I actually started with the E11 and then added a bit of that E13 for a little more depth and then blended it back out with the E11. Then I'm moving on to my little mouse, and for him I'm going to use W00, W1, and W3, and he's facing pretty much forward, so I'm going to do his shadows pretty equal on both sides. So since I'm doing a central light source, that would mean his darkest shadow would be on the right, but then because he is tilted a little more towards the left and holding that pumpkin, that would cast a shadow on the left. So I'm going to just keep it pretty even. So I used that W3 as the darkest color and then blend it out with the W1 and then use the W00, especially around his belly. And I did do a double layer of all 3 of those colors on him. I'm going to use YR00 and YR01 to color in his ears. I also colored in his tail with the YR01. I'm going to add a little bit of those to his belly just to give it a little bit of a blush undertone, and color the inside of the bunny's ears as well while I've got these markers out. And I forgot to do the inside of the skunk's ears, but I'll go back and do those later. Speaking of the skunk, he's next, so I'm using W5, W7, and W9. So the darkest shade that I'm using is that W9. It is very close to black. I actually do own the black Copic marker. I think I've used it 1 time. I usually use either the C9 or the W9 depending if I want a cool tone or a warm tone. But that W9 is very dark, so I want to use it fairly sparingly, especially around his face. Sometimes if you color an image too dark, the features get lost, and then, they just don't have any personality if you can't see their eyes and nose and mouth. So I want to be really careful to blend that W9 out with that W7, really scrubbing over the edge of that color and softening it up. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of his black parts with the W5 and really soften it up, especially on his face, so that he still looks black, but he, still has that personality that he was illustrated with. So if you don't already own the Copic Black, which is 110, I don't recommend it. I don't think you need it in your arsenal. So for the white parts of the skunk, I still want them to look white, but I definitely want to have some shading. So I'm using W00, W1, and W3. I'm only going to use the barest amount of that W3 because I don't want him to look really dingy. I just want there to be some contrast. So I'm blending that out with the W1 and then using the W00 as my highlight, but I'm not going to even fill in all the way. I'm going to leave some of that white space and just let that W0 fade into that. For the bunny, I'm using E50, E51, E53, and E55. I'm just using the E50 and E51 at first. I'm going to do some all over shading. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that some of my favorite images to color are like bunnies and mice and, other little animals that you can really color in different ways. So what I like to do first is to just do some all over quick shading, and then I can go in and add some details. So now I'm doing that with my E53 and E55. I'm doing a little ring around his eyes. That's one of my favorite things to do with bunnies. And then I colored in his ears, and I'm doing kind of a spotty stripe down his back. I started with that E55 and just kind of laid in the little things that I wanted to add, and then blended them towards the rest of his body with the E53. And then any areas that I wanted to be a little bit darker, I just went in and added a few little dots with that E55 once again. For the pumpkins, I wanted to try a new combo. I just recently picked up that YR27 marker, so I wanted to try the YR21, YR23, and YR27. Starting with that YR27 and doing some lines to separate each of the sections, and then a few little lines coming from the top and the bottom so that the center roundest point will be where the highlighted area is. So I'm just pulling up and down with each of those shades until I have that all filled in. I did like it, but I thought it was a little dull, so I decided to just add in a little Y38 to brighten that up. It's a little bit more of a golden tone, and I thought that would just help it kind of be a little bit brighter on the card. Now, because that color is super light, it did wash out some of the other shades, so I just went back in and added a little bit more depth with the YR27 and the YR23, and then I colored in all the rest of the pumpkins exactly the same. I'm going to do the pumpkin stems with YG61, YG63, and YG67. Just a very small area, but I did want to have all three of those shades for some nice contrast. And then I also started coloring in some of my leaves with those tones. I wanted to add some bright pops of color with the scarves, so for the skunk I'm using R46, R56, and R59. So I did the R59 anywhere where the material was folded over, and then blended out with the R56, and then the R46 is going to be my highlight. I'll color in some of the leaves with those shades as well before I move on to the next combination. I'm just going to let that fade into the yellow that I already have laid down. The next combo I'm using is BG72, BG75, and BG78. This has been one of my favorite combos for fall so far this year. I've used it on, I think, pretty much every single card. So this is what I'm using for the red squirrel scarf. And then it was getting a little dark, so I wanted to just brighten it up a little bit with the BG10 as well on the very ends. And then for the bunny, I still wanted it to be in the same color palette, but different than the pumpkins. So I'm using YR04, YR07, and YR09 to give him an orange scarf. Then I'll grab my Sakura black jelly roll pen and just dot over the eyes of all the critters that have their eyes open. Just makes them nice and bright and shiny and really brings them to life. And then after that dries, I'll trim all the images out with the matching dies. For my background, I've got a piece of Bristol Smooth Surface cardstock, and I'm taking a 042 turquoise green Zig Clean Color Real Brush marker, and I just scribbled that onto an acrylic block, and then I'm picking that up with a lot of water, and I'm going to just brush that color all over the background. I want it to be nice and organic. I'm going to add a little bit more color to add some depth and just have some different layers of color. And then I'm going to set this panel aside to dry. Then I'll grab another piece of Bristol and clean off my acrylic block real quick with a paper towel. And then I'm going to scribble on number 047 May Green. This time I want to create two different green sections. So I'm doing one at the bottom that it's going to be a little bit darker. And then I'm going to turn that upside down and do another one and add a bit more water so it's a little bit lighter. And then I'll also set this panel aside to dry. So in the meantime, I'm going to work on my sentiment. I'm just stamping on another piece of Nina with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And it's one of the little speech bubbles from the Fall Buddies stamp set that says, "So thankful for you." So that actually picked up the cardstock. So I'm going to peel that off carefully. And there you go. And then while I have my Misty out, I'm also going to stamp on the inside. I just like to finish off my cards that way. It's a nice little surprise for the recipient. I'm stamping in Lawn Fawn's Fake Tan ink, which is a nice fall orange. And I'm using the little squirrel that's laying on his back and a couple of leaves and the other speech bubble that says Happy Fall. And I did stamp that down twice to get a nice bold impression. So now that my background panels are dry, I'm going to trim them out with the MFT Wonky Stitch Rectangles Dynamics, and then I'm also using the Grassy Hills Dynamics to cut out my two grassy portions. So I'm just lining those up where I want them and then taping them down with a bit of Post-it tape, and I'll run those through my Cuttlebug. And then I'll pop the die off of those and I can add those to my card. I'm going to take the larger one, which is the darker one, and adhere that down flat to my scene. And then the second one I'm going to add with a thin strip of foam tape. So that will just pop up a bit and give me some dimension that will be nice to tuck all my critters down inside. So my idea for this card was to create a little pumpkin patch where all these little friends can hang out. So I'm going to start with my pumpkins and kind of fill in the background. That way my little critters will be in the forefront. So I've got two of the larger pumpkins. I'm going to add those kind of spaced a little ways apart on the card, tucking those into the back grassy border. And then I'll take one of the smaller pumpkins and that's going to get tucked in right between those. So these are just being adhered with liquid glue. And then I've got foam tape on the back of all of my critters. So I'm adding the bunny over on the left-hand side, and then the skunk is going to go over on the right. And both of these are being tucked behind that first grassy border. And then my central images, the squirrel and mouse holding the pumpkin, those are going to be adhered front and center. They're going to have foam tape on the top half of them and then liquid glue on the part that is overlapping the grass border. I'll adhere my last little pumpkin over on the right to just pull that orange all the way over to that corner. And then I'll add in some of my leaves. I'm just going to scatter those here and there and make sure that no two that are colored too close to the same are going to be next to each other. Also, there are two that don't have stems, so I'm making sure to tuck those two behind like any grassy borders or pumpkins or something, because they would look a little bit odd with just the white end right there. There was the second one that I tucked behind the pumpkin. And then I'll just add my speech bubble with some more foam tape. I wanted to get that in place before I add my last little leaf so I can get the placement just right. So that's going to finish off the focal panel, so I can set this aside and work on my card base. I'm using some pattern papers from the Echo Park I Love Fall 6x6. And there was a quick look at the different patterns in there. I've trimmed down 3 different ones. The first is a pale aqua gingham. It's kind of a dull aqua. It's not a super bright one, so it really goes well with these fall colors, I feel like. It's almost like that BG72 marker, very close to it. And so I've put that over the entire background. And my card base, by the way, is Lawn Fawn's oatmeal cardstock. It has some really nice little flecks in it that really looks nice and cozy for fall as well. Then I've got this leaf print that I'm going to put down the left-hand side of the card. And then on the back of that is a burlap print, and I'm going to set that kind of overlapping a little bit to the right. And then I will grab my focal panel. I've added some foam tape to the back of that, so I peeled off the release papers, and then I'm going to line that up right in the center of the card, just using the grid on that gingham pattern to help me line everything up nice and straight, and then I can press it down into place. And that is going to finish off my card for today. There's an up-close look at all the detail and another peek at the inside. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I think it looks super cozy, and I just love these critters from Hello Bluebird. I think they're so adorable. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and you can also hit that notification bell if you want to be sure that my videos always end up in your feed. Here's 2 extra videos I thought you might also be interested in, so if you'd like to keep on watching, you can click on either one of those. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye-bye.